Welcome to our second fast and easy basing tutorial. Today we're going to do sandy bases for things like Tatooine, for Legion and stuff like that. And again, we're going to use the simple stuff, really fast, really quick kind of technique. So the base, as in our past ones, we've spray primered it in the black. So we've got a black base coat under it. We have got the Vallejo Earth texture. This is available in our store at the moment at ProTech Models. So using a GW spatula, you just, obviously you're going to have a figure on here which isn't going to be as quick as this, but using both ends to get it in between the legs, in between any tracks or anything like that, putting it on quite evenly with that, the big spatula end. For bigger bases, things like the tanks and stuff like that, in the past I have used just a steel reel and scraped and splodged. So once you've got your fairly even coat all over, take the flat and just splodge it. Good technical term of splodging. And if you just splodge it all over like that quickly, you get loads of peaks and troughs and build up a stand. So if you can see that, there is raised and flat edges. So you leave that dry, probably a half hour, depending on how thick you've gone on it. If you've gone really thick, then a little bit longer. When it dries, it feels like sandpaper, so you can tell that you've got a good finish. So once that's done, once that's dry, that's your main colour. If you want to lighten it up by using a paint it with a different colour, by all means. I tend to just use that as the base colour. I then use Tyrant Skull. It's like a yellowy dry brush from GW. I've got it everywhere, look at that. So in the usual way, I use a fairly robust paper towel and then work it into the bristles. Again, using one of our ProTech brushes. We have a line of dry brushes that are suitable for this. So just run it across in one direction. If you want to do it like that, you get the build up of sand colour on just on the ridges, and it gives a dark shadow. If you want an all over sand colour, just rub it in, just everywhere that you can, just circle motions and stuff like that. Again, two different ways. One gives a lot more sandier colour, and the other gives a more, so you get the sand build up. You can, after that, do a final, like a white. I'm just using some Chimera colour white, just to add into that. So just a bit on the brush, rub it back into where you were rubbing the last coat, and then just very lightly in a couple of directions. You then pick up the peaks with the bright one, so you get a brighter colour in the top. So, and that's what it goes like when it's fully dry. You can touch it. Remember, clean the dry brush off after you've used it, so it's up there ready for the next time. And then to get a bit of feel for it, I use Gamer's Grass. They're tufts, various types available. There's all different colours. So just a little bit of PVA, and I'm only doing one, so I will put a small bit in. So with that, we have they come on a sheet like that. You get different sizes, different shapes. They are self-backing and do stick very well, but I just like to PVA them down as well. So I've got a sheet over here with some smaller ones on. So just put a little bit of glue on there, and then I tend to look for, like, there's a little space there with a raised bit, so I imagine that's where the seeds would have gone in the wind and congregated in that little bit, and a bit there. Obviously, when the figure's got its feet down, you can do a few things. You can push these up against the feet to look as though half of it's actually under someone's foot. It looks quite good. But I tend to put 2 or 3 down on a troop base. You get about 70 on a sheet for £4. Again, we carry the stock at ProTech, so you get that. The final thing is, as you should do with all bases, and again, 2 schools of thought. Some think it should be a continuation of the brown. Me personally, I do like the black to give it a bit of a framework. So you just, anywhere where you've got the brown overlapped, or where you've hit the dry brush on the edge a bit too much, just go back around the black. See, we've got the dry brush here. It's a bit dry. So this is just standard Vallejo flat black model colour. I tend to use it for all my base rims because it's a good coverage. It mattes. It goes matte very well after it's been painted on. If you do it fairly lightly, you don't get the brush strokes. Add a bit of water, thin it out a bit. Even if you do a couple of coats, it's basically the frame of your base, even though you put a fingerprint in it. So that's how it comes out at the end. As I say, drying time not taken into account, you can do these in minutes. I've done every part of that in 5 or 6 minutes. And just to show you what they look like on a Legion base, so that's a Stormtrooper captain, and then that is the speeder bike on the same type of base. And all you do is, if you do need to put these lines in, you take the 90-degree edge and you just run it down the line that's in there and clean the trough out, and then I tend to give it a quick coat, the whole figure once it's finished. Give it a quick coat of testers, dull coat, brings it all to the same sort of level of glossy, or if you want, if you're using dull coat, you can get it back to the matte. If you've got gloss bits that you need to then touch up, like gems or plastics that you want shiny, like Vader's helmet for instance, you would just a quick reapplication and go over with some of the gloss varnish. Give it a bit of a glossy finish to the bits that you want. So other than that, I think that's about it. Thank you for joining us again. We've got more planned, hopefully over some coming weeks. Some new products to try, new basing. So hope to see you then. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time.